Hi, welcome to Back 40. My name is Jeremy. Some people call me Styles. If you've been following along, we've been trying to put an LS motor in my Buick, run into some problems. One of the problems was we had a bad cylinder, so we had to stop halfway, pull the transmission back off the engine, and source another engine. Now I did have one in the back of an old van out there, so we dug that out, and that was about as far as we got, as well as looking at other projects and possible donors for some of my other rigs down here. It's been a very, very busy week this week, so I haven't been out here very much to do anything at all. However, I have been able to source some parts, so this is kind of a bit of an update video. One of the parts I needed was a flywheel to adapt the Turbo 350 to the 5.3, and the first one I had was just not going to work. I have the little spacer that you put on the nub for the torque converter and on the crankshaft, and it held the flywheel too far off the flex plate too far off the torque converter, and so back on the hunt again. The flywheel I was using was just the disc flywheel for the 5.3, which is not going to work. So I found out that a better solution is a flat flywheel, a 4L80E transmission that you would find in like a express van with a 4.8 or a 6-liter. So I did pick one up right here. As you can see, it has the crank spacer on it. It's a flat flywheel. This is the side that, of course, will mate to the torque converter. There's little pads here for the torque converter. Now, these are actually a direct bolt up to a Turbo 400 transmission, I'm told, but I don't have a Turbo 400. I have a Turbo 350, so I will probably have to oblong these holes again, but that's fine. We know how to do that. We'll do it again. The only other thing which I found out is when your torque converter is spinning, it actually balloons, moves in and out of your transmission a little bit. So you need some clearance for that. This is all new. I just found this out here, new to me anyway. I just found this out here this week, and it needs to move in and out about roughly, I think, 116ths to 125 thousandths of an inch. So I still may have to go and have a little bit of machining taken off here, off this ring here. That would allow the torque converter to slide in and out a little bit more. I'm told you can just put them in, but for safety's sake, I may have that machined a bit. We'll see what happens. I'm certainly going to try and put it all together first and see how much movement it feels like I have. So that's one update. We're pretty well back on track for the LS swap. So we'll, of course, pull all the plates and stuff off the old motor here. As you can see, the motor mount plates have to come off. I'll have to take the oil pan gasket off, put the oil pan back on. And there's other things that need to be addressed as well. It's spring, so I could move the cruiser out of the shop, get a little more room that way, possibly even the kids' go-kart. And that's one update. I have more. So my other update concerns the old green truck here, old Greenie, my old 75 Ford. I think we found a motor for it. A friend of mine has a 351 modified 400 for it that I'm going to be able to buy off him. It's not ideally what I want. They didn't have a tremendous amount of power, but they were quite a reliable old engine. Excuse me. And they're kind of error correct to these trucks. So I think we'll try and scoop that up, put it in. Hope to get some pictures of that, showing you a few minutes of it. It's in a donor vehicle. So we'll probably pull a motor and transmission and put it in the old green truck. Please excuse my camera work. And we'll save the body. I'll show you what that is here shortly. And go from there. I think one of the things I'd really like to do is try putting one of these fuel injection kits on something. I think one of these old modifieds, if you put a fuel injection kit on it, perhaps good exhaust, you know, fellow might be able to get some fuel mileage out of them. The old truck is still in pretty good shape. I mean, it's rough and it does need some work, but I'd like to save it. I had thought about doing a body swap on the Dakota I have down in the pit here. The wheelbase is pretty close, but the truck is too narrow, or the Dakota is too narrow. Part of the thing I like about this truck is the long box step side. you know, I really wouldn't want to cut that down. So we can keep that long box. Need to find a fender. I think I know where there is one. I need some cab corners. If we can keep all that stuff, it would be great. So not that we're going to start it anytime soon, but we'll try and get that donor home soon. Anyway, I'll bring some pictures of that as soon as I can, hopefully here in the next few minutes. This here is one of the ideas, or one of the possibilities for an engine for the old green Ford. It's 351 modified and a 78 Ranchero. I'm told it runs pretty good. My wife's uncle owns it. He said it was running about a year ago. He hasn't heard it run yet, so we're going to go down here someday and see if we can get it running and go from there. Want to come around and have a look at it? Under the hood's a 351 modified, 400. Poor old car has certainly seen better days. What I understand, it used to be a pace car for one of the horse race tracks. The gatehouse, or whatever you want to call it, still in the back of it. So yeah, kind of a neat old car. As I said, we'll come down here someday and get it running. We'll probably take it, the price is right. The motor is about the right vintage for the old Ford. The car is a 78, truck is a 75. So it should fit pretty nice. As I said earlier, it wasn't really the one I wanted. I would like to have a 302 or a 300, but I think it'll do nicely, and these old engines are pretty hard to find. And it might be kind of nice to shove the old car down in the pit and hang on to it till we can find some parts and maybe do something with it. Kind of an ugly old thing. But it should fit the bill quite nice. The old car's certainly seen some better days. Some holes in the floor down there. I don't know if you can see in there, but it says 53,000 on it. Original miles. It was a Ranchero GT over there. Was a nice car once upon a time. My wife hates these things. She doesn't like those half car, half truck things. But I think it's kind of cool. The roof's seen better days. Wouldn't bad, need a repair. Anyway, we're just looking at getting it for an engine for right now. As I said, we'll pull the motor, shove the rest of the body down in the pit till we find some parts. I've seen these with Thunderbird front clips on them. They don't look too bad. But we'll come down here someday and see if we can get it to run before we take it home.
It's a mousey nest up there.
Yeah, mouse nest up there. Yep. There it is. Even still has a hood ornament. Nope, there we go. Yeah, Ranchero GT. I think there's still even a CB radio in it. The more I look at it, the more I like it. That's not good. It could be the car that makes me sleep on the couch. Right?
What did I mean? I don't know.
Means your mother wouldn't like to see it come home. All right. It's a short video this week, but that's an update on what's going on. Like I said, trying to find a motor for the Ford, which wasn't the main thing, but we stumbled across this the other day, so we have most of the parts left now, or most of the parts that we need for the Buick, so we'll get back at that. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.